47 million. 47 million. That's how many Americans are on food stamps. Surely that many of us cannot be starving, which could explain something else that has been happening. Not with the food, I'm afraid to say with the fraud. A USDA report says it is costing over $850 million a year. Sabrina Schaeffer on when good intentions go bad and lead to bad people doing bad things. And Sabrina, you know what hurts is we as a very wealthy country obviously want to make sure that no one in this country goes starving. So leave aside the fact that it cannot possibly as many as 47 million of us who are. That means it is ripe for abuse, and a good many of those are abusing things.
That's right. It's not surprising that we're finding that there's so much abuse of this system when you think about just how large it is. You mentioned 47 million Americans. That's 15% of Americans. We spend $30,000 a year on each low-income family, which is largely towards food assistance. It's $70 billion annually that's spent. So it's not surprising. We're seeing terrible stories, things like convenience store owners down in Florida that are buying food stamp debit cards from their own customers to stock their shelves, or up in New York where people are abusing the system by buying food and sending it overseas. This system is just, it's so massive.
But how did it get to 47 million? I know we're in tough times, high times, what have you, but 47 million, I mean, that many of the American people are in need of this help?
No, this is, it's framed as an issue of hunger, but it's really not. This is about the United States government creating a population that are wards of the states. The USDA goes out and they recruit seniors to be part of the food stamp program, and it's framed as you're being a patriot, you're helping stimulate the economy. To me, this is just an absolute erosion of civic society. It's destroying our culture of self-reliance. The idea that the government is going out and saying you may not need this, but we're going to give it to you is really something
you're right about that. Then we glorified it, and I know what's going to happen. I know that people are going to look at this and say, oh well, the Cavuto fat and happy, and all, everyone else must suffer. Believe me, we are in a country where we shouldn't allow anyone to go hungry and go to bed hungry. How it has ballooned to 47 million, I have no idea, and how with the trillions felt to address the war on poverty, and the poverty rate is actually higher than when it first started on this great, massive federal do-good campaign. And the number of people starving in this country, supposedly given these food stats, has to the point of quadrupled in just the last decade. Something is wrong here. Something is being abused here.
And it's clear that the government is not in the position to help people as well as people at the local level, right? So we forget that the United States is made up of extremely charitable, extremely giving people. So what happened to in our churches and our synagogues and our schools and our communities help those in their neighborhoods who are most in need? They're able to identify who those people are, they can relate to them, and they can offer the kind of services and support that those people really need, and it eliminates that kind of potential for fraud when somebody at the church or at the school is actually the one handing out the support. Amazing.
It's always great having you, Sabrina, even under crazy kind of stories like this. Thank you very, very much. We are going to be exploring this more tonight, by the way, on FBN 8 o'clock. Just how these